Today I'm going to talk about peace in the time of storm. I know most of us have been in the class. You have gone through a process of training. You have been trained. You have been in a lesson where you were taught by somebody, maybe a leader, a teacher, or an instructor. Somebody who had something to tell you, to impart in you. And after that lesson, or after that season, they gave you a test. The test was presented before you, all a question, so that he could test you to understand, to see whether you understood what he meant, what he was teaching. You have understood the process. When you were in class 1 to 8, you received a test, yellow, green papers that were presented before you after the 8 years to test you, to show the one who has been training you that whether you got it. Did you get it? Are you ready to go out there and teach somebody else? So that was the work of the test, to sharpen your mind, to make you understand also yourself. You are able to understand that what I've gone through, really, it was worthy. I can be able now to tell somebody else it works because it has worked for me. So tests, they are not there to kill us. Tests, they are not there for us to run away. Tests are there to make us sharper than we have been, to make us more effective. So what is a storm? I was looking at the storm and I realized a storm, when I look at it, it's a season of difficulties and challenges. Testing. It tests our faith. In this season we are tested. Our faith is tested so that God, we Christians, so that God can be glorified in us. I was looking at the book of Daniel. When I looked at the book of Daniel, chapter 6, that's where we'll read, verse 1 to 3. When you have time, go through the book of Daniel. It is a very good book, so encouraging, that I read when Israelites were in this land of their enemies. And one of the servants of God, Daniel, was still standing still, even the time of challenges of King Darius. When, let me read from verse 1. It pleased Darius to appoint 120 satraps to rule throughout the kingdom, with 3 chief ministers over them, one of whom was Daniel. The satraps were made accountable to them so that the king might not suffer loss. Now Daniel so distinguished himself among the chief ministers and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. Are these the chief ministers and the satraps tried to find? This is where I want you to look at verse 4. What happened when Daniel was so he was presenting God before these people. And when they were looking at the qualities that could not make this man that the king is favoring, he is seeing the qualities. This man is so qualified that now he wants to be appointed among the chief priests, to be upon those who are now above the 120. And now, are these the chief ministers and satraps trying to find grounds for the charges against Daniel in his conduct of government affairs? But they were unable to do so. They could find no corruption in him, because he was trustworthy and never corrupt nor negligent. Finally, these men said, we'll never find any basis to charge against these men, Daniel, unless it has something to do with the law of God. That means these men are searching. They are looking. They are spies. They are looking for downfall for Daniel so that he cannot be appointed to the next level. And now King Darius wanted to take this man to another level, Daniel. Because it was not Daniel now living, there is God in him. He has a God in himself. So they looked for anything that was not pleasing, something that they could just accuse these men before the king. They said, this man, we have found no accusation. We have nothing. He is not corrupt. He is not a liar. He is not bad. So what will he tell the king so that he cannot appoint him above us? And they said, surely we'll find something. And if people are looking after you, if the storm is about to hit you, there are some questions that will arise against you. People will arise against you. Questions will arise against your mind. And you will be asking, just the way these men were asking, what can we do so that these men cannot be taken up by the king as he is? He is proposing that these men should be above us so that he can rule over us. And we know this man surely is good, but we can find something. I know, let's do this. We can accuse him through his God. We know that God is out because these people are not God's people. We know we can accuse him through his God. So let's go. When you read the whole story, you will find where they conspire and go before the king. And they say to the king, may you King Darius live forever. That's the next verse, verse 6. May you rule forever. May you put now a law that says that everybody should worship you. Because they know if they say this king to be worshipped, he will be happy. So when he is happy, he will say everybody should bow before me. But we know this man cannot bow before this king. And suddenly this man will be killed. And we are very sure this man will be put to jail. He will not find this position. And this is what they did. And the storm was now on Daniel's life. That now these men are put this before the king. And the king now is reinforcing this thing that you should all bow before me. And now they realized Daniel will not do so. And Daniel was in problem. When he did not do that, he was put in lion's den. Now, so that he could be tested. Was this test to kill Daniel? No. That's why I began with saying, when we pass through a storm, it is that we are being now put to the world to show the world that what we have been doing in secret, we can be able now to manifest to the world. We can be able to lead others through what we have been going through. If you have been worshiping our God, we are able now to tell the world, this God works. Surely there is a living God. Can you come and worship him? Because I have overcome this. So when they saw Daniel could not bow before the Lord, before King Darius, they put him in the lion's den. And what happened? There was a miracle that he was not eaten. He was not devoured by the lions. And now everybody believed, including King Darius. He saw that through the storm, this man is now out of this dead, and he is not dead. He has not been eaten. So there is a living God in this man. Can we all worship this God? Because me, King Darius, I know if it were me, even if they are my soldiers and they are thrown to that den that are prepared for those who do not obey me, they could have been torn into pieces. But this man, there is something so unique in him. So through that storm of Daniel did not take time even to weep and to cry and say, my God, what have I done? Have I done wrong by worshiping? No, he just stood there. And when you go back to the chapter 3, you will find Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, when they were worshiping the real God, and they were told, if you don't bow before the statue that was lifted by Nebuchadnezzar, you will be thrown to the lake of fire. But they did not bow. They said, you king, you know, will not. Because we know this God, whether he save us or not, he is the real God. Are you standing for something that you are ready to die for, right? Are you in a situation that you have been put in a storm that you regret where you got in? May you not regret. You need to understand why you are getting into the storm. So we get to a storm so that we can be manifested, so that we can glorify God. We Christians, when you get to salvation, I say every time I repeat, it's not about butter and bread. It is all about you passing through challenges, and through you, God is being manifested. God is being glorified. Just the way Jesus said, it is through me that God, my Father, you are going to be glorified. It is through you also when you are living here on earth. God will use your body so that he can be glorified. May you not glorify yourself. As we were talking the other day about the barrels, those barrels are not yours because they were set there so that God can be glorified. If it is for your glory, you can just hide and stay and do nothing. The other day I talked to somebody who was telling me, may you not get even to the media because I have fear. Me, I fear media so much that I cannot put myself in the platform where people will see me. They will bewitch me. They will look at me with a bad eye. And I asked her, how will you hide if you are an educated person? If you will go to school where there are thousands of people, they will still look at you. Why are you fearing? It's because you have no God in you. If you put God as your purpose, when you sing God well, and you understand why he created you, you will fear no gods of this world. You will not fear witchcraft. You will walk like a child of the king. Even if you go through a storm, you will have that faith. So what can you do as a Christian? When you are tested, may you understand that your work is now being put to the next level. If it is the ministry, and you find you have begun a ministry, you are walking through a challenge, and you find you have been praying, singing, and inviting people. But every time you meet at the place you are worshiping, you find you are alone or you have your family. May you not give up because you never called yourself. You have been called by God. He has a purpose. May you focus on that purpose. That's why I define leadership as an influence. When a leader influences you, is that he understands why he is calling you. When politicians are influencing people, they promise them heaven. They promise them a lot of things. And with their own ones, they convince you to vote for them. All of a sudden, you realize they are just people of this world. But God has convinced us through the one that is everlasting, that it was there from the beginning. It is now here with us, and we have proved it is working. May we stand, may we be influenced so that you can influence others. When you are Christian and you overcome a challenge, in fact, you are able to encourage others to follow Christ. But if you quit, or you give up, or you criticize, it's that you don't understand where you are leading other people. Because when you get saved, you are saved to become a leader. That's why God equips you with the spirit that leads you through a destiny. And destiny is the purpose that God has given unto you. I want you to go to the world to bring the harvest. But if you stay there with the fear, I tell you, fear will destroy so many gifts. Fear is destroying so many great gifts and people that they are not able to emerge, to exhaust their potential. You know, you sleep on your potential. You have that capability to do something. You have the ability to do something for the kingdom. But because of fear, I cannot stand before people. I cannot talk to people. It's because you have not convinced yourself that I know this thing. There is nobody else in the world who can stand like me. There is no one else who can touch the soul like me. It is me who will do it. If it is not me, we will do it. So if you put yourself in that position that it is me who can do it, you will be able to influence because now you understand and you make it, the vision that you are carrying is so clear. But if already you are in confusion, you yourself, you don't understand yourself. When the storm comes, it will overwhelm you. That's why I say life, it has stages. When children are born, they overcome the challenge of language accusation. When they are trying to talk, even if you laugh at them, they will overcome you. Even if you don't understand them, they know they are speaking, they are conversing in themselves. They understand what they are saying. They overcome that critic. You know, you criticize them so much. What did you say? What are you saying? But they don't even look at the barriers that you put onto them. When they reach that stage of adolescence, when they are growing up and their bodies are now growing up, there's a challenge that they overcome. And those who are not able to overcome, surely they don't go to the next level. You need to overcome that storm so that you can go to the next level. So when they are able to overcome the adolescents, that's why we call them now adults. Adults are mature people. People are now can make decisions. People can drive themselves. People can bathe themselves. People can choose what to wear, what to do at the right time. Those are now mature people, the adults. So if you're not able to overcome the challenge of adolescence, how will you get to the next level of adulthood? So if you get to the next level of adulthood, you get now to another level of marriage. So when I tell people about marriage, also, marriages have levels. And you can be stagnant. You can stagnate to one level. You can be stuck because you did not understand the past stage that you have passed. You need to look at the next level. What are the challenges? So when you inquire about the next level, you are able now to overcome. There are so many people who begin. Beginners are so many. It's like a race. When you find people beginning a race, there are thousands. But when they end the race, you find there are only 3 or 5. And they are crowned only 3 people. Why? Because they are the only ones who had a clear vision of what they were doing. So in many things, even in businesses, even in any situation in life, you have to have that clear vision in your hand, in your mind, so that when challenges are putting you down, you are able to move, to press on, to move on without giving up. Because when you give up, you'll never know whether you began. We'll never count you as somebody who was in the race. But when you complete, even if you have one leg, even if you have one hand, we understand this person is a winner. I do look at the people who win the race. No one who looks at the way their clothes are torn, or the way they are sweating, or the way they are tired, even if they throw themselves. No one they look at the gold medal, the one they are given. Whatever is assigned unto them is what we celebrate. We celebrate the end results. It's not that we celebrate your challenges. Even if you stay there telling people how I overcame, they just want to hear the end results. How did you end? How did you begin now? The situation now, how did you begin now? The place now where you are, we want to hear your current. We want to know how you succeeded. And surely that's what people are interested on. And you now, you yourself, when you face a challenge in life, the storm, just like disciples of Jesus Christ, when they walked with the Lord, and he promised them in the book of Matthew chapter 8, verse 23, he got to the boat, and the disciples, suddenly a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. Imagine they have been with Jesus for those many years and months. They have seen Jesus do miracles. They have seen him even raise the dead. They have seen him even heal the sick. But they do not have that great faith. When the storm came, they were still worried. And they say, Master, don't you see that we are perishing? Don't you care? Don't you care? Why are you sleeping? And if I was there, as a Christian myself at this time, I could have said, if we said, may we go to the other side, I could have believed whether the storm come or not, we will go to the other side because I have the Savior. With the one in the boat. The one in the boat is greater than the storm that is coming. So when the storm comes in your life, may you not worry like them. May you not be like even the children of Israel. When they were terrified by the Egyptians, they said, don't you see, Moses? They are coming to kill us. They are coming to destroy us. Why did you take us? You know, people of God, may we not complain. May we stop murmuring. The moment you murmur, the moment you start murmuring, you will not overcome. Because the devil comes and dwells. It thrives in that fear that you create in yourself. When you have fear it is the backbone of the enemy. Because the devil wants to plant doubt in you. It comes with those questions. Did he? Were they? Do they? If you have those questions when you're in the storm, may you know that thought is not yours. That thought is for the devil. Are you going to church? Why do you do this? Why do you go to church? Why do you have to listen? Why do you have to practice these good things? Why do you need even to look at the virtues? Why don't you do this? If you hear the voices, you remember you are being tempted like Eve. When Eve was asked by the devil, did God say you should not eat? It means that he wanted to plant a thought of doubt in her mind. And surely he succeeded. Most of the time we allow the enemy to plant that seed of doubt. Even if you are about to overcome the storm, the enemy comes and plants a seed of doubt in your mind that you ask yourself, am I the one? Am I supposed to do this? Why don't I just be like any other person? Why don't you just join the group? There are many people who are not doing it. Why do you suffer doing it? Why don't you quit? And the time you do that, you'll never be counted like a winner. So, in every situation that we pass through, in our storms, that we need to know, if I overcome, I will be an overcomer. If I overcome, it is for the glory of the Lord. Because He is fighting for me. I'm not fighting for myself. If it is for my own strength, I will quit. But if I have that power of the Holy Spirit, if I have the power, I replace that negative thought that it's not me. I should not be the one. Why me? You plant a lot of so if you avoid the negative thoughts and meditate upon positive, yes, I can. It is me who is called to do it. The purpose that God has created me for has made me to have that power so that I can overcome. And through this storm, there is somebody who is going to be saved. Through that power, I'm going to persevere. Somebody else will be saved through this. Have you ever wondered why people persevere even in marriage? It is because they see the big picture. There is a vision that you are carrying about your children, generations to come, and you deny yourself. Now you come to deny yourself that access of enjoying that just 1 hour a moment. And you say, now it is because of my generations, it is because of my church, it is because of the world that I want to show them that really God meant it. And whatever God meant, the devil will plant a seed of doubt so that you don't accomplish, because there is a great level that you are going to acquire. You are going to touch many families when you overcome that small challenge that you see. You see it like a mountain, but Jesus tells us, if you have that small faith, like mustard seed, you are going to tell even the mountains that are standing, what is facing you today? What is standing before you today? Is it undeceased? Even if it is undeceased, may you speak to it, because you have the Spirit, you have the power, you have the blood. You have not been called to backslide. You have not been called to retrieve. No, you have been called so that at the next level, people will come and consult you. And may you remember these things when you pass through a storm. May you face those fears. What do you fear? When you find fear, may you just tell God, I want to overcome this fear so that I can overcome the storm that is ahead of you. May you also remain in that state of calmness. May you not worry too much. When you worry, you lose the track. When you worry too much, you are not able to give a good feedback. Let's say somebody who is not that person is not calm. Your mind is not calm. How will you make a decision that is the decision that can stand, the decision that can help somebody? But when you are calm, I tell people, when you find yourself, you are in a state that you are not calm and you are facing a challenge and somebody talks to you, you know your mind that time is not it's not right. May you not give a feedback right now, at that right time. May you take time. May you breathe in before you give any feedback. Before even you respond to somebody, may you breathe a little bit deep. By breathing, you are able now to stabilize your mind. By counting 1, 2, imagine you are about to give somebody a feedback. That somebody asks you a question, but you count 1 to 10 in your head. And when you find you are still not stable, you count 1 to 15. You find you are able now to come back to your senses. Because when you give out the feedback, when you are not calm, you will not help that person. You will not create good relationships. You will destroy so many things. So that's why I tell people, when you are not happy, when you are not calm, when you are in a state that is not good, may you not give a feedback. May you not respond to somebody else. When they ask you something, count. Even if they tell you, you are so silent, why don't you answer me? Say even silence is a way of communication. May you not answer so that you are counted, you have answered. No. May you answer so that you can build somebody. May you talk when you are supposed to talk so that you can build and create life. I bless the Lord because of this word. Because when I see myself go through a situation, I know I'm getting to the next level. I know I'm being promoted. You see, Daniel was being promoted, but the temptation is there. There is a storm that has arisen so that it can block that level. So when the church also is about to explore, the church is about to be filled with the people, you will find the empty seats so that you can be discouraged and say, surely God is not in this boat. Jesus is there, sleeping, waiting to see how your faith will work for you. Because he says, if you have just a little faith, that's what he tells his disciples. You people of little faith. That means these people had very little faith. may we increase our faith in the Lord so that we can go through a storm, so that we can understand the purpose of the storm. And when you are tested and you are able to influence other people, that's what I began by saying, that when you go through a storm in life, you will be able to overcome any kind of temptation, even that is presented before you afterwards. So it will be like a beginning. It is a breakthrough of overcoming. But if you fail, and even if you have failed, try again. There is no way you can say, now I have finished because I failed. If you failed, you have a chance to begin again. And you will succeed because this time you have that knowledge of succeeding. You will win. You will be able to be counted among those who have also overcome. And God will be glorified through your salvation. And get another chance also to be promoted like any other person. So if you are there and you have been in a storm, and you did not overcome, you have that chance. If you are in it right now, you are able also to call upon the Lord so that he can fight for you. And may you understand somebody else has overcome. You can also overcome. Say, it is me who can overcome. It is me in this position. Just the way they told Esther, that it is now, it is you now. You are in that position to save us. And if you don't do it, God will raise another help. So may you not let any other help come. Because there is a child waiting for you to help. There is a family that is waiting for you really to overcome so that you can help them. There is an adolescent who is waiting for you as an adolescent so that when you overcome, you can help them. You can stand before them and tell them, you see, I was like you and I fought and I won because of the Lord. And God is also being glorified. And when you reach before the Lord, you will also be glorified. That's what he says. So may you give your life to the Lord. May you surrender to the Lord so that he can fight for you, so that he can enable you to overcome. Because we say, those who quit, they will never be counted as winners. May we also, may we not look at the sign of losing. May we also win. May we say, this storm has not come to destroy me. This storm has come in my life as a way of elevating me, to take me very high. I'm going somewhere. May you surround yourself with positive people. People who are going, not people who are told. May you surround yourself with the books, with the knowledge that encourages you in that time so that you can overcome. But if you stay with the negative people, imagine your mind is full of positive and people are negative. They'll take away all your positivity and you now attract their negativity into your mind and you remain like them. You'll also retrieve and remain back. May you not step back. May you move ahead in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. As you meditate upon it, may the Lord grant you peace and bless you. In Jesus' name I pray.